Hey guys, welcome back to Ben and Brewing's channel. If you haven't been here before, we do product reviews, tutorials, and we have a live chat feature on our website to help you through your brewery 911s. Check it out at benandbrewing.com. Today's video, we're trying one of iGulu's newest kits, which is incidentally is not beer, it's not wine, it's not cider, it's actually food. Let's see how it comes out. So before we get into today's video, quick reminder, this is sponsored by iGulu. We'll have a 20% off coupon linked in the description below if you wish to purchase the iGulu F1 or S1. That is an affiliate link. It does help to support our channel. Another quick note, iGulu has just recently launched a new subscription program. If you've been looking at the iGulu F1 and maybe weren't sure if you wanted to get it, or maybe the sticker price was a little bit shocking, especially because it's $7.49, I believe, if you're not doing the sales or our 20% off coupon. Basically, the program is for $49.99 per month. They will send you the iGulu F1 and you'll get 2 beer kits every month. So it's $50 a month. You get the iGulu F1 and 2 beer kits every single month. After 18 months, the iGulu machine is basically yours and you can keep it. It does require a $150 deposit that is fully refundable. This actually does sound like a pretty good deal considering most of the iGulu kits are between like $25 and $40. So if you kind of think about that and you're getting even the cheaper kits, 2 per month for $50, you're basically getting those kits and the machine almost sounds like for free. So it sounds like a pretty good deal if that's something that you're interested in. All right, so for today's video, we're actually trying out iGulu's Milk Kefir Kit. Now, for those of you that don't know, Milk Kefir is or the kefir culture itself is a culture of yeast and bacteria that has some very good probiotic benefits to it. You put it into milk and the bacteria and yeast consume the sugars that are in the milk and turn it into something more akin to like a yogurt. The process is actually very easy. The fermentation time is actually very quick. It takes you, a couple hours to kind of get through the brewing process. So we're going to cover it here shortly. Let's cover the steps. Okay, so step 1, you're going to want to get your hands on some milk. We used whole milk for our kefir that we made. You need about 3 liters of it, which is a little bit less than a gallon, so it's like 0.8 gallons. I think if you go a little bit over, you're probably going to be okay. It's not really a huge deal. You're going to take the milk and you're going to want to heat it to 180 degrees and hold it there for about 15 minutes. This effectively sterilizes the milk to make sure that the culture and bacteria you're putting in there is the only thing that's going to take hold. Now, the directions do recommend that you can also boil it, which you can certainly do. I wasn't comfortable doing that because I was afraid I was going to burn the milk on the bottom of the pot. If you do end up boiling it, it's instantaneous. So once it comes to a boil, you can immediately start to cool it down. Once you've held it at the 180 for 15 minutes, same thing. Go ahead and let it start to cool down. The good news is, at least if you do the lower temperature, you don't have to hold it at that temperature for longer, but the cool time probably would be a little bit less because you're not as hot. Next, you want to let it cool down to about 77 degrees, which is about the fermentation target temperature. There's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can let it sit in the pot with the lid on, either overnight or kind of in a cool corner, and let the temperature come down. What we did is we actually put it back into our Triton keg to allow the iGulu machine to do the cooling for us to hopefully speed that process up. Now, putting 180 degree milk into your iGulu Triton keg should be totally fine because those are good to about 195 as far as hot temperatures go. So there's really no risk of that. We did go ahead and put the lid on it to make sure nothing falls in there, and this is an important part. While it's cooling, it is going to shrink and create negative pressure. If you do not find a way to release that pressure, you could end up compressing your keg or damaging it because it's not really designed for inward pressure. It's really more designed to hold pressure, outward. We do have on our website a PRV relief tool that you can purchase, and that's what we use to make sure that pressure relief valve is open so that as the milk is cooling down, it lets the air pressure come back in and it lets it equalize. Once you have your Triton keg all sealed up and the PRV valve open, or however you're going to be doing that, load it into your iGulu. We went ahead and set it to like a fermentation cooling, and we set it to I think about 77 degrees or so, and that's kind of help the iGulu take the heat away and cool the thing off faster than just letting it sit out at ambient room temperature. The other benefit is it's not going to overshoot that cooling. If you happen to live in a colder climate and then it cools down below your fermentation temperature, this isn't going to happen. It's going to put it right exactly where you need so you can pitch the culture. All right, once your milk is cooled off, go ahead and pitch one of the sachets of the culture and stir it around until it's dissolved. We use a sanitized spoon for this. I don't know if you necessarily have to because that yeast and bacteria culture is going to take hold pretty quick, so anything that may be on the spoon that's kind of a wild anything probably will get taken over and not take hold. But if you're like me and you want to be kind of err on the side of caution, make sure it's a sanitized spoon. Seal up your Triton keg again, go ahead and apply the lid lock on it, load it back into your iGulu, and get ready to set and program the F1. go ahead and scan the RFID sticker that came with the Milk Kefir Kit, and you'll see the fermentation profile pop up for the Milk Kefir. It's going to ferment at 79 degrees for one single day, and then it's going to kind of crash cool it. I wouldn't call it crashing, it's not that cold, but it'll hit 54 degrees for another day. Basically 2 days, and it is ready to serve and enjoy. I am really curious to see how well this will pour out of the iGulu, because it seems like this would be somewhat of a thick consistency, but it may pour out just fine. So I'm kind of excited to see how that's going to come out. All right, guys, welcome back. As always, Christy's with me for our tasting. We're doing it in the office. This is a tasting I probably thought we would never be doing in a beer brewing machine. Although the iGulu isn't really a beer brewing machine, it's kind of a fermented beverage brewing, because we've made kombucha, we've done cider, we've done a lot of stuff. However, milk kefir is not something I ever thought that we would be doing. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Definitely not, we're not drinking this out of a glass.
Wow. That's really good.
It's good. Yeah.
It tastes like cheesecake almost, like with less sweet.
It has a cream cheese tartness, acidity to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think that's what it is, like the cream cheese aspect.
It's like a combination of cream cheese mixed with sour cream mixed with Greek yogurt.
It's good.
It's really good.
Holy moly.
It's really good. I know you're a little skeptical when I was kind of spooning it into your dish. It has some little lumps in it and stuff, but it's not chunky by any stretch. It's just some parts of it get a little bit thicker than others as it
that's
continues
what gives it the cottage
to develop.
Cheese thing,
yeah,
I think.
It's good. I would put that on a baked potato. Throw some fruit in it with breakfast. That is really good. That is delicious.
I am super impressed. This
Yeah.
is really good,
Right?
actually.
It was super simple. It only took like 2 days to really ferment out. The pasteurizing, and then let it sit, and then you kind of cool it, and that's it. Couple issues with it, if we're being honest.
I'm sorry, I'm still eating it.
No, go
Really
ahead.
good.
The flavor's delicious. Like, I have no complaints about that at all. A couple challenges or issues that we encountered with it. And the first, honestly, was just my comfort level with pouring milk into what I usually use for fermenting beer or cider, or hopefully future state some wine. So that was a little odd for me. It turning into sort of a Greek yogurt, which is very probiotic. It's very healthy for you. But it felt weird pouring it out of the tap, which did not work out. It immediately kind of clogged. There's some little thicker pieces of the kefir that are in there that it clogged it up. And maybe other users have had better luck than I have, but you could not pour it out of there at all. I ended up taking it out and putting it in a kind of an extra glass jar and things, which is great, because then you can spoon it out of there and you can eat it, and it's fantastic. It is delicious, and you get 4 packs of starters with the Milk Kefir Kit, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time to make, and it's delicious. I mean, I have no complaints about the flavor or the process. It's super easy. If you could pour it from the tap and you're comfortable with that, I think this is a great option, just to pour yourself a little bit for breakfast on some granola or whatever. Very cool idea. For us, honestly, it did not want to pour. And I just kind of fault the consistency of it, and maybe I let it sit in there too long. Maybe if you're eating it fresher, because I didn't do it immediately after it finished the cycle of fermentation. It's been sitting in there for another week or 2, and it continues to develop. It continues to change, because it is a living, breathing probiotic food. And maybe I waited too long and it got too thick to be able to pour it. But I can't imagine going through a gallon of the milk kefir in a very short amount of time. I mean, it would probably take you at least a week or 2 to get through it if it's just you going through and enjoying it. I did give a couple of tastes to my kids. They loved it. So it's definitely a hit from a flavor standpoint.
So, as far as cleaning the iGulu after, does it leave like residue and stuff? Like, because if you were trying to pour out of it, wouldn't the serving tubes then be clogged too?
And that's a great point. It's very, very critical that you are doing a great job of cleaning when you're done, because of the fats that are in the milk solids and things. I don't know if, frankly, a PBW would be enough to be able to clean out all of the things that are in there. So what I did is, super hot water out of the tap, don't go boiling. I let it soak in PBW, scrubbed it out, ran it through all of the serving lines and things like that. And then honestly, I did run dish soap through it as well. Some hot dish soap to kind of help break down the fatty residue that would be left over, because PBW isn't great at removing grease and fat. soap is, dish soap specifically. So that is what I ran through it. Generally, you don't want to do that when you're dealing with beer equipment because that can kill your head retention, any leftover residue or film that ends up on the sides or the insides of your equipment. You don't want to do this a whole lot, but I was more comfortable doing it to remove any residue that was in there. So yes, cleaning after this, very, very important, super critical. So I'm glad you brought that up and mentioned that, because that's a huge piece once you run milk through your iGulu. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching our video on iGulu's Kit Milk Kefir. Milk Kefir. I don't know. Tell me in the comments how you're supposed to pronounce it. I've been doing it both ways and I'm so confused. This is definitely an interesting video to do. Let me know if you've done this before or if you've done it outside of the iGulu, and let me know what your impressions are and how you've maybe used this in other dishes and things, because it's definitely something that was kind of fun to do. A little weird and maybe uncomfortable, to be honest, running it through the system, but it came out great, so we're very happy with that. Catch you later, my friends.